Okay, let's see. I'm just going to give this a moment so that everyone can stream in. If you're here with me live, please say hello. And if you are watching on the replay, you can hashtag replay. Hello, Becky. Hello. Tea Room Stories. Let me know what your real name is so that I can say hello to you. Welcome, beautiful beings. Welcome. Oh my goodness, I can wave to you. All right. And all of those beautiful beings who are right here with me right now, I just want you to really take in a deep breath with me and take in the entire cosmos into your belly with me together. Bring it all in, funneling it in, channeling it in, funneling all the way into your belly to bring in the entire cosmos. And then just exhale. All right. Claudia. Hello, beauty. Hello, Rachel. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. All right, so just for the ones who are on Instagram, if you're following me and you're seeing this live for the first time, usually I don't save it on Instagram, but if you're in my Siren Goddess Collective, you'll get a replay like Becky is. So you'll get a replay if you're in the collective, and it's absolutely free to join. All of my transmissions are saved and recorded right there. And today I really wanted to come in here to talk to you a little bit about what I call the elegance of letting go and living in ceremony. And, you know, it's a conversation that I love to have because it comprises so much. It really is about so much more than just having that moment of drinking tea in ceremony and that's it. And I want to share, and I just want to I just want to share a poem which I truly love, and I think it's a perfect way to start today. And it goes: though you wipe your hands and brush off the dust and dirt from the tea vessels, what's the use of all this fuss if the heart is still impure? Though invisible, there's a thing that should be swept with our busy broom. 'Tis the dirt that ever clings to the impure human heart. And if you can guess who wrote this, I'll give you brownie points. And I'll give you a moment to guess if you want to. But he's Japanese. So that's a clue. So I really wanted to come on here because there is so much about tea ceremony that I want to talk to you about. And I also want to share this because I'm seeing a lot of things happening in the world where we are being asked to truly lead with love. And if this is your first time with me, welcome and thank you so much for staying on, for tuning in, for listening. Whether you come back on a replay, whether you stay on all the way, I just want to thank you. My work really is about guiding women to live on purpose in their authentic power, and I light the way for them. And there is something about doing this work that I'm learning more and more and more, that I keep falling in love with this over and over again. And every single day I come back with truly a beginner's mind, a completely beginner's mind. And here's why, and I want to share that with you deeply. And hello again to everyone who's joining me. I see this day in, day out, that when we're on our spiritual awakening, and I remember doing this, and the reason that kind of drove me to come in to talk today is because I was going through my YouTube channel, and there's this huge digital footprint of what I watched like literally 10 years ago that's still there. because somehow or rather when you like a video, it gets saved into like a liked file, right? And I was just clearing out everything because, oh my goodness, like I've changed so much as a person that those videos that I liked and favorited, like they don't even seem relevant to me anymore. And one of the videos was actually a video of a tarot card reader, and it just brought back so much memories. I wrote about it a little bit in a new post that I just posted today, but I just want to keep it short here. And basically, that was the tarot card reader when I was I engaged to do a reading when I was living in Hong Kong, and we're talking about like maybe like 6 years ago now, 6 or 7 years I would say. And at that point in my life, I was actually recovering from anorexia, and I was living alone a lot. I did purposely isolate myself from a lot of people because firstly, I was a newbie in the city. I moved to the city and I was new. I practically knew nobody. And secondly, I was recovering, and so during the recovery phase, you actually retain a lot of excess weight. You bloat a lot, and basically it's not very comfortable, let's just put it that way. Not just physically appearing to people, but also physically, bodily, you just have to adjust to so many things. And so I like to have my alone time a lot. And throughout that time, I also started to initiate myself. There were certain things that happened that I would tell in another story another time, but that opened me up to a spiritual awakening. And one of the things that I delved into was hugely in all aspects on YouTube, like everything that was free and available on YouTube. And you get down to go down so many rabbit holes. And one of the things was just tarot card reading. And I remember this tarot card reader, and I was going through a time when I was starting to really feel very, very alone. Lonely actually is the word, not alone, because we are all alone, really, aren't we? I have grown to love my aloneness. I've grown to love my solitude. But at that time, because I was so lonely, I literally tuned into all these tarot card reading. Even though they were reading for the collective, I would just watch so many different tarot card readers just to get a sense of who I was and what my day would be like and all of those things. I don't know, do you guys do that? Like, have you all done that before in your life, where you just go on YouTube and then you read, hello Elizabeth, where you go on YouTube and then you just tune into like a collective reading for Capricorn or Taurus or whatever? Like, has anyone done that? Just tell me. Like, honestly, this is not no judgment at all, because I did that. I did that for at least a year of my life, and that was where I sought solace. You know, I started to get a sense of who I was. Like, oh my goodness, yeah, this person knows who I am, or oh my God, Capricorn's gonna get like amazing windfall of like abundance or whatever, right? I'm a Capricorn sun, by the way. And let me know what your sun sign is. I would love that. Yes, Becky. No, because Claudia. Okay, good. Claudia, you'll have to let me know what your spiritual journey is like. I love to hear that. And Becky, yes, you'll probably relate to that, right? So anyway, long story short, I was coming out of a time when I was truly feeling really alone and feeling really like unloved and questioning what love really is. And I think a lot of that questioning happened because I didn't really have love for myself. I really didn't. And so I believed at the time that I needed to be healed and I needed to be somehow perfected in some ways. Like someone needs to get some like stuff out of me before I can actually become available for a relationship. Gemini, Becky, yes. Oh my goodness, no wonder you speak so well. You've got that manifesting power as well. Oh, we have to talk more about that very, very soon. Becky is one of my divine clients and she's already feeling so much in our vortex. I'm just so excited. So when I was going through that time, I actually engaged a tarot reader because I thought, well, she sounds amazing, and she has a channel, and she's saying that she offers her private reading. And guess what? I engaged her for a reading for will I get back my ex? Hi, Elizabeth. Okay, I'm going to pause there and just say hello to Elizabeth. Good morning. And yes, sometimes, but not with intention. Some decks are amazing portals. And me, yes, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. Oh my goodness, Aquarian. Of course you are, Elizabeth. Elizabeth is also another divine client. And we've had many journeys in the ocean together, and this beautiful high seas as well. So, not a surprise. So, so I engaged that tarot card reader to ask, will I get my ex back? So I want to give you a little context. That ex I had, I probably hadn't spoken to him for like 3 years at that point. And the reason we broke off was because he was a high functioning alcoholic and we were in a mentally abusive relationship. And at that point, I just didn't want to accept it because, firstly, I was going through a time when I was supposed to be healing from my eating disorder, but I found it a lot more conducive to put my attention on someone who needed healing. And so I gave all my attention and energy onto this person. And I gave him everything. It's like the minute he dials in, I'll be like, hello, wherever I am, I'm there. I'll be there. And I'm there with him all throughout the night. Sometimes we would stay up and we will have conversations until like 4 a.m. in the morning, and I will have to go to work at 6 a.m. It's like that kind of a relationship. And, you know, back then I was so obsessed with this idea, like, you know, oh, we were twin flames or whatever it is. And no matter what, I'll never leave you. And, you know, the whole time I was being told that I was not good enough. I was being told that, you know, I don't know anything. I'm a little girl, blah, 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 blah. And I took it because I believed it. I thought, yeah, I don't know anything next to this amazing person that I was putting on the pedestal. And so I want to just say, because this is truly, truly, truly something about letting go, is that I had that reading, and I'm going to tell you this. I still have the video saved in my YouTube of the reading. And when I watched back, it was very clear to me that even the tarot card reader said to me, this relationship is meant to have ended a long time ago. And yet, the version of me at that time, I heard this, but I couldn't accept it. I couldn't. In my mind, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe I should engage another reader, because this is probably her view, and no, right? And so when I look back on this, and I'm standing here where I am right now, and I look back on this memory, and just to give you a little closure on the story, I never got back in touch with him because I eventually made a vow to look after myself first and foremost. And I want to tell you that I am so thankful that things happened the way that it did. And I'm very transparent with all of you beautiful people, so I'm just going to say he literally he was the one who ended communication with me. He was absolutely he was horrible at work. He was creating a lot of trouble, and he was just so highly inebriated all the time that it was just causing a lot of problems. And his conversations with me were very, very abusive as well. But I took it. You know, I took all of it. I thought, this is not going to be permanent. It's going to pass. It's going to be okay. But eventually, he was the one who cut off the communication. And so I didn't know what to do. I was like, oh my God, it's all my fault. I'm not good enough, for 3 years of my life. But now I look back and I'm really grateful. Thank you to the universe, because the universe loved me so much that had to happen. This is the one thing that I truly realized. And I don't know why I'm telling you this story. It wasn't my plan, but I truly believe that there is an intention behind everything I'm going to tell you here. And so, looking back on this life, I just want to share that there are a lot of times when we will be going through certain things in our lives that we think is forever. We might hear ourselves saying things like, never change, this is so good, never ever change, don't change, stay the same. We say that about everything, right? We say that about celebrities, we say that about our mentors, even we say that about anything at all that we put on a pedestal, basically. But what I've realized is that everything at every time, every moment of our lives is changing. It always has been, it always is. And there is such a beauty in it. There is something about all the things that has happened for me that I wear as my second skin, but that doesn't mean that it is me. Like, this happened, but the grief, the hate, the anger, the tears, it doesn't mean that I have to carry this forever. I can alchemize that. Doesn't mean that I say, oh, I reject that part of me. It does mean I embrace that part of me. It is my second skin. But I walk with this, knowing that at every moment that I give this more of my love, I am transmuting this. I transmute the pain into my purpose. And that is where the excitement comes in, because now we're talking about really why that happened. And this is not a mental story that we create. It's something that we humans do a lot of the times, isn't it? It's like after something has happened, we'll be like, why did that happen? Why did that have to happen to me? That's so unfair. So unfair. What did I do to deserve that? Right? And on the flip side of the coin, because of that, we don't allow ourselves to receive. We start to say things like, well, what did I do to deserve that? I don't deserve that. I'm not worthy of that. Right? And so what I've learned is that we don't ever have to force anything to happen. Even when you're working in a mentorship, just like my clients here, I always say that I'm here to guide the way. I'm here to open the gateway for you. But how far you want to traverse, how far you want to traverse the path, the way forward is your choice. I would never sit here and tell you that you need to do this or do that. You have to cut that relationship or whatever it is. I would never tell you that, because ultimately there is free will on how you want to live your life. Yes, perhaps at this point, I've been able to open and purify myself so much that as a magnetic energetic field, I'm able to tap into your energy field, and I'm able to sense and feel, and I can see things. But ultimately, my work is not to tell you how to live your life, because I know now that we all go through the cycle. We go through the cycle of, being in the void, and then going into the cycle of creative flow, and then after that we need to disintegrate, we need to surrender and let go. But I'm not here to force you through the cycle within a set point of time, because the minute we attach ourselves to anything like time, anything like identity, oh, I need to do this by this time, or a certain goal or a certain number, whatever that is physical, the minute we do that, we're limiting ourselves. We're absolutely limiting ourselves. Hi, Maria. Hello, beautiful sister. Oh, Rachel. Oh, okay. Card pulls. Awesome. Card junkie. I think we're all card junkies. I mean, I have a stack of cards here as well. Oops. I just hit myself. But yeah, going back to what I'm saying is that when you learn to become Tao, it is important to understand that there's so much going on here that it isn't going to come from a doctrine or a rule. This is why I work with tea in the way that I do, because shamans, Taoist sages, Zen monks, they all believed in something in the plant that was capable of allowing through a non-verbal transmission between the teacher and the disciple, because there's so much that we don't know. There's so much we don't know, and it is important for us as mentors and teachers to accept that, to say, I don't know either, but I do know that alchemy can happen when you are open to limitless potential, when you truly open yourself up to transformation. And it is important because we all cannot ever know it all. We just don't. And so if we continue to identify with the know-it-all, which was very much me when I was anorexic, by the way, I believe that we won't be opening ourselves up to limitless potential. And that limitless potential we're talking about is truly becoming an energetic match to who you really are. You know, we are all cosmic beings, and we are truly on the ascension path right now. We are all ascending. But it is so important for us to develop a discernment, to understand that we all have our own paths. So even if you're working with a channeler, or you're working with a seer or a psychic, you know, like going back to the tarot card reader, right? I believe she did tap into a timeline. And there are so many different types of timelines. There are multiple timelines. And so if you are working with someone who is tapping into a timeline that is very much, like, you know, I've heard this in so many ways, like there's going to be a war and the world is going to crumble, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that's not true, but that is one timeline. And the question is, how is this channel purified enough to truly be able to see this future without projecting her past and her karma and her pain on that? This is why I talk so deeply and so devotedly about the work, the inner work, the alchemy, because we want to return back to love. Love is not just something we throw around and say, okay, love, love, love. Love is a vibrational frequency. It vibrates at the level of truth. And so if someone tells you how to be and how to act, you know, this is how you should live your life, my question is, why leave behind the old paradigm and jump into another paradigm where someone is telling you how you should act? This is what I always ask myself. If someone I'm working with is telling me that, I would really ask, okay, thank you for the lesson, thank you for your insight, but I would want to feel into this, and I want to know what my Tao is. My Tao, not yours. Mine. Right? And yeah, Rachel, thank you. You know, saying what you're saying here, toxic people like that, you know, I truly believe that we are, you know, our reality is a reflection of our internal world. It really is. And this is not to blame or shame or guilt you. Sometimes it's a very difficult conversation to have. But ultimately, these people are here to raise us, to raise the bar for us, to actually show us the path where we are meant to go on. So I would just encapsulated in this way. And thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. Maria saying such a beautiful thing. Yes, exactly. These toxic people are here to teach a lesson within. And I'm going to say this. I teach this inside of the Siren Goddess and also Priestess of Tea. These are different programs, one-to-one and also group. But essentially, what I'm trying to say here is that we all are cosmic energy. And when we hit the earth and we rise up, we begin to become a physical matter. When the physical matter is coming through, parts of us landed here, parts of us landed there, and it is our sole purpose, all of us, no matter who we are, no matter what you do, no matter your vocation, our sole purpose is here to come back, to remember our cosmic magnificence, to remember who we really are. And your work is to open up that gateway to allow the cosmic magnificence to come in. This is what it means when sometimes when we're channeling, sometimes when we're in meditation, we begin to merge with a higher timeline. We begin to merge with a higher being. Whether you're channeling someone else, whether it's yourself, that is what happens. That's when you download the divine consciousness. That's when you download the God consciousness, the super consciousness. Because now you've become a crystalline vessel to allow that in, to open up the gateway. This is what we do in the Siren Goddess so extensively. Every time we come into a ceremony, the great mystery begins to open up because now we are open. We're open to allow the crystalline light in. But first, to allow the light in, we want to understand that we are cosmic beings having a human experience. That means we need to take a plunge deep into our feelings, because the feelings are the indicators, they are the signposts to tell us what is there for us. And when we get that sense of spirit coming through from beneath us, I think that's the best way to put it without complicating the terminology. When it comes through from beneath us, that's when we have met embodiment, embodying. Yeah, I know it's so deep here. This is something I want to talk a lot more. I'm going to chat about this on our free masterclass Elixir. Just tapping into all your comments now. Love you too, Maria. Our inner work is all about who we are, and our programs are so amazing. Sign up, you are in for a treat. Yes. Rachel, channeling. Yeah. Feel, Becky, I feel this. Yes. And Elizabeth, exactly. It is all ours, no one else's, if we reflect and feel our own energies. Exactly. Our work is literally to embody our vortex of stillness. When we embody that, you will start to see a lot of things around you that you're starting to get this sense of like, oh, actually, I'm okay here. I'm so okay here. Thank you very much, but I'm okay here. And that's when I had a big moment of realization as well as a mentor. I don't want to sell to someone, and I don't want to work with someone who says, I need your help. I need you to change me. I need you to save me. I don't do that. I don't want to. However, if you're coming to me and you're saying, this is beautiful. I want to do this for myself. I want to feel my own energy. I want to know how it's like to tap into my limitless potential. Let's go. Let's rise into that 5D consciousness together. And this investment is for myself because I made that executive decision, and I'm going to become an open channel for receiving this amazing cosmic magnificence. Then yes, come and work with me. This is what I do. This is what I guide you through, but never ever to tell you what to do with your life. Because what to do with your life, the answers will come to you when you do this work. That is how amazing it is. And does that mean I would never cry? Does that mean I would never feel sad or angry? No, but I feel it here and I transmute it very quickly instead of having it hang around me for 10, 20, 30 years of my life and still feeling it after all those years because I suppressed it. No way. No more of that. And all women should not ever have to do that. Ever. And let me get real with you. Honestly, it's not about clearing you or even like healing you. It's about really discovering, remembering who you really are. And you've got it in you. Nobody, not a channeler, not even a seer can tell you what your future holds. Because they can tell you maybe one timeline. That's it. That's it. And the rest, it's up to you. Your freaking choice. Elizabeth, thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, unlimited, limitless potential. Yes. Nathalie, beautiful being. Yes. Taking power back. Taking the power back. Both parts of you. So I know, yeah. You know, that's the thing. I would sum it up as this way. It's about remembering your wholeness. It really is. I'm in the camp where I like to say, remember your wholeness. I know we talk about healing a lot. The word healing is something that draws people in. This is something people think they want when they come into the spiritual world. But ultimately, it is about remembering. It is remembering who you really are. You really are limitless. You really are cosmic. And to tap into the cosmic consciousness, you must first purify the vessel. And when I say purify, what I mean is, what is true? What is true to you? Right? How can I access that stillness? If I'm in the chaos, what if I am in chaos, how can I be the stillness that sits within the chaos? I think that's how I'll put it, and that's how I would put it this way, and just a food for thought for all of you today. Because if we're waiting for the chaos to subside to finally live our lives, we're going to be waiting for a long time. Polarities exist, and in the ancient texts, ancient wise people always said that. There can't be sadness without happiness. There can't be warm without cold. We're all here, and the highest vibrational frequency we can tap into in this dimension now is the frequency of love. But imagine what you can do if you went further and open up your gateway even bigger and wider. Bigger than love. It's a whole wide universe out there. And when we can tap into that, that is when we help this dimension to truly lift itself up. The consciousness will continue to ascend. And we won't tap into those divergent paths and continue to drop back into this dimension again. Because this is what happens. If you don't get the lesson, you come back. And eventually, you will deteriorate. And all these things, oh my God, I can go deep into that. But that is for my clients. That is for all the beautiful things that we study, because you have to have that capacity to hold the knowledge before you can even hear it. And so that's what we do together in our programs, in our immersions. So for all of you beautiful beings, if you would love to chat, just DM me. And if you want to join the free masterclass, it's coming up on the 22nd as well. Just tap over to the link in the bio. Sending you so much love. Thank you so much for being here. I didn't even know where this conversation was going to go, but thank you for hearing my story. Thank you for being curious. Thank you for listening and tuning in. And thank you for giving yourself that opportunity to rise. to remember your limitless potential. Big kisses, and I will see you all very soon.